Okay, the material that we have discussed during week number 2 covers from pages 218 to 227. We discussed the uses of the definite article, which are la, las, lo, los, and also the exception with the law. Remember that the definite article precedes the noun they modify and agree with them in gender and number. And also, el, which is the masculine singular definite article, is also used with feminine nouns that begin with stressed a or a with h, only in their singular form. That's why we have to use el agua, but we say las aguas, referring to the plural of that feminine noun. Then we also mentioned that before abstract nouns such as paz, amor, nación, fe, hambre, among others, we have to use a definite article. With the names of languages, except when they follow de, en, or forms of hablar, we don't require a definite article. The article is often omitted after aprender, enseñar, escribir, estudiar, leer, and saber. The definite article also goes before a title, except for don or doña, san, santo, or santa, when speaking about a person, but omitted when speaking directly to the person. Remember the example when you are talking about your neighbor to a friend, and he is a doctor, so you have to refer to him as Dr. Rodrigo Lopez. But then when you are able to meet him, you won't call him doctor, okay? And instead of a possessive pronoun with articles of clothing and parts of the body when preceded by a reflexive verb, remember that. With days of the week to mean on. When we tell time, generally meaning o'clock, we also need to use the definite article. And remember that every time that we speak about time, we are referring to a feminine noun, singular, but plural, except for the hour 1 to 1:59, because that's only singular. With certain countries and geographical areas, see the list on page 219. Also, it is required to use a definite article to refer to a quantity or weight, la libra, o el kilo. The neuter lo plus the masculine singular form of an adjective is used to describe general qualities and characteristics. That's why we have lo bueno. Don't forget that más o menos can precede the adjective, and also see the common expressions with lo that are included in page 219. Also, I encourage you to practice the sections 7.13 and 7.14, where you can learn de qué se pone o se quita usted, qué se pone o se quita usted en las siguientes situaciones, page 220, and la liquidación, which requires from you to complete the sentences given using the appropriate form for the definite article. The vocabulary, review it, go over, de prendas de vestir, el diseño, la tela, y algunos problemas. Then we talk about the phrases to complain, and this is the section that we watch the situation between the saleswoman and the client. Let's get there to section 720 once more with the práctica y conversación, so you can complain differently depending the situation. For example, usted está en un restaurante y el mesero le sirve una torta, that's bizcocho, de chocolate en vez de un helado de vainilla. How can you complain when he messes up your order? Me parece que aquí hay un error, creo que se ha equivocado, siento decirle que lo que ordené fue helado de vainilla. These are 3 options to complain about mixing your order. The second example that I shows from the list, usted está en el aeropuerto y le dicen que su vuelo se ha cancelado debido al mal tiempo. You may answer, no puedo seguir esperando, or either, y ahora, ¿qué voy a hacer? Okay? The next topic that we discussed was denying and contradicting. That brings us to indefinite and negative expressions that were discussed through the page 226. Take into consideration that indefinite expressions frequently occur in questions, while negatives occur in answers. That table is very important. For negative expressions, how do we construct them? No is placed before the verb, or we can have no plus the verb phrase plus the negative. Algún and ninguno are used before masculine singular nouns. And a, the preposition, is used before alguien, nadie, alguno, or ninguno, okay? And no can't be used as an adjective, like the expression in English, no problem. It won't be no problema. It should be ningún problema. I also animate you to go over section 7.22, practique conversación. No quiero nada de nada, so you are required to answer negatively. For example, if you have been asked, ¿viste a alguien en la tienda? That alguien requires a nadie. You're negatively affirming that you didn't see anyone. No, no vi a nadie en la tienda. The second example, ¿comiste algo? Algo is asking for nada. No, no comí nada. And the third one, ¿te compraste pantalones o un suéter? No, no me compré ni pantalones ni ningún suéter. So when you have a sentence that it's using the conjunction O, it's giving an option, you should answer using the ni, the other conjunction, and the ningún, okay? That's the material for weekend number 2. I hope that this clarifies it once more.